Hello, my name is Charlie, and I'm going to be giving a presentation on this week's assignment, Collaborative Learning about students. Before I start, I just want to say, unfortunately, I was not able to make the technology work out where I could show you the slides and myself, or even just my voice at the same time. So if you'd like to follow along as I go through a brief overview of the presentation that I made, what I encourage you to do is just open up the slides, listen to my voice on this video, and follow along. I'll tell you what slide we're on. I'll start with an overview, and then I'll end the video by answering some of the questions that go with this assignment. So, the presentation is called The Adolescent Brain. I included this quote on the title slide that that speaks to me a lot as a teacher. It says, "It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken adults." And I feel like that speaks to how critical of a time this is for adolescents as they develop. So I won't go over every detail. You can read the slide yourself. First slide is about the brain, structures and functions. I chose to focus on 4 particular areas in the brain that seem to me the most relevant in regard to adolescent behavior in the classroom, right, as they're developing. So I focused on the limbic system, the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, and the prefrontal cortex. So again, you're welcome to read the data there. I'm going to skip past that slide, go to the next slide, which is development in adolescence. How do these structures change and affect their behavior? Again, I'll go through it briefly. A couple of things you might notice in adolescence is heightened emotional sensitivity or emotional vulnerability. They might get mood swings very quickly. They might have a very quick emotional reaction to something that happens. They might take bigger risks. They might have a lot of risk-taking behavior because of their prefrontal cortex not being totally developed yet. Their sleep cycle gets affected by puberty, and so they might not be as well rested as they could be. And yeah, they tend to be very impulsive, or they struggle with short-term decisions. And those are just a couple of behaviors that you can see on this slide. If we go on to the next section, instructional methods. As a teacher, this is what I love. So how do we help regulate these challenges that come with adolescent development? I've got 3 methods we can use. First is peer-based learning. These kids have social energy through the roof. Might as well utilize it as a teacher to help them learn. So group projects, partner work, group presentations, or just even a little discussion, like talk with a partner about this or that, is a great way to direct their social energy, which is so strong at this time, to something productive about what you're teaching. Movement-based activities. In early adolescence and sometimes middle adolescence, they can be very fidgety. They just have a lot of energy. There's a lot of hormone imbalances. It's a difficult time. It's hard for them to keep still. So the more movement you have in your lesson, often the better. So the students might move around the room. They might do an experiment. They might change environments. You could take them to a different room, which is always like a mental reset for them. That'd be good too. Lots of options. And then also scaffolding assignments, I think, is so important. Again, adolescents have a undeveloped prefrontal cortex, which means that they cannot plan it too far ahead long term. So you need to help them with that by scaffolding your assignments. Okay, so what about instructional strategies? I've got 3 plans for that. You need to give them more decision making. So allow them to have some autonomy in maybe choosing the topic of their assignment or what they're going to research. Problem solving. I love using find the mistake assignments, where I show them something wrong and they have to find what's wrong and correct it. And also, to help learning in general, I think exit tickets are a fantastic way to help adolescent students feel that they are learning and growing. Technology, how do we use it in class? I made 2 recommendations. Digital project creation. It allows kids to use the internet to research, to make their own kind of creative thing about whatever they're researching. And I'm a big advocate for AI. I think we should be advocating ethical use of AI in the classroom, because if we don't teach the kids about it, then they're just going to go and use it the way they want to. So I think we should teach it. I think we should let students use it in ways that are ethical and still requires them to do the work. And then I've got a resource slide at the end. So let me just briefly answer the questions at the end. So how did the group collaborate to build your resources? So to be completely honest with you, the group did not collaborate very much at all. I don't think that's a reflection of the people in the group. I'm sure they're great people, but all of us were too late to accomplish much. We should have spent the whole week doing it. I think that's a result of the fact that a lot of the people in this class, as far as I'm aware, are already educators, are all already working full-time. That's why they're taking the class online, myself included. This is a very, very busy time in the school year. It's the end of the year. So it was just very much a challenge to match everybody's schedules and get on here and make things happen. So that's why I did the work solo. Describe how this type of collaboration between teachers and school staff would be good. Yeah, so obviously in a school setting you need to emphasize collaboration better than how we did. Working with other teachers, I think, encourages you to teach better. It gives you ideas that you otherwise wouldn't have thought, and it creates a culture of constantly wanting to improve. So there you go. Thank you for your time, and have a good day. Bye.